Three homages. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Good morning and welcome to you all. Just make sure the mic's on. Check, check. Good morning. So lovely to have you all here on this glorious spring day. Just lovely to see all your faces. And thank you to those at home for tuning in for this very precious time together. We will begin with our Shoshinge chant and incense offering. For those of you who are new to the temple, our Shoshinge is located in the seat back pocket in front of you, and it opens backwards. And we chant in vertical columns from the top to bottom and from the right to the left. So there's a translation at the bottom of each page. You're welcome to read that. I wouldn't recommend it while you're chanting, but if you like to just sit and listen, you can read the translation to know what we are chanting. It was written by our lineage founder, Shinran Shonin, over 800 years ago. And many, many Shin Buddhist temples around the world chant the Shoshinge, and chanting is a core practice of our temple. The writing of the Shoshinge compresses all of the Pure Land masters from India, China, and Japan that are pictured on the wall, the founder's wall over there. And all of their teachings are inside of this beautiful long poem that we chant and learn and love. So in this chanting, Shinran wants us to know that we are more than just, our life is more than just a simple journey from the cradle to the grave, that we are part of a long, unbroken thread of life which extends deep, deep into the past, and we are responsible for extending that into the future. As we are chanting, we're multitasking, and we're lining up to offer incense 2 by 2. An incense offering happens here at our Oshoko altar, and we offer incense in deep gratitude to the infinite wisdom and compassion that surrounds us and supports us all the time. And everyone is encouraged to offer incense, even if it's your first time in the temple. And we have 2 other altars, our Kanon Bodhisattva altar, the altar of compassion. You can light a candle over there for a dear one who might have passed away, or the Medicine Buddha healing altar for extra healing energy that you can direct to yourself or to a loved one. And then on our high altar is a Metta Buddha, the Buddha of infinite wisdom and compassion. And we offer deep, deep love and gratitude to his amazing vow that we are now benefiting from. So thank you very much. We will begin with our chanting. Shoshinge. Kimyo Muryo Junyorai Namu Fukashigi Ko Hozo Bosai Niji Zai Seiji Zai Onbu Sho Token Shombu Jodo In Kokudo Ninden Shizen Maku Konryu Mujo Shushogan Choho Keu Daiguze Goko shi yui shi shonju, juse myo sho monji po, hu ho mu ryo mu hen ko, muge mu tai ko en no, shoujo kangi chi e ko, udan nan shi mu shoko, chonichi ga ko shojin se, Isai gunjo mukosho, hongam yogo shojogo, shishin chingyo ganni in, joto gaksho dai nehan, hishimetdo ganjoju, nyorai shoi koshu se, yui se mida hongong kai, gojoku wakuji gunjo kai, O Shinyorai Ryo Jitngon, Noho Ichinen Kiai Shin, Fudambo no Tokunehan, Bonsho Gyaku Hosai Eiryu, Yoshu Shinyu Kai Ichimi, Seishu Shin Kojo Shogo, Ino Sui Hamumyo An, Onnai Shinzo Shi Unmu, 丈夫信じ信心天、非尿に古墳無、運無しげ妙無安、逆心謙虚大狂気、即を超税後悪臭、一切全幕本部人、門心如来偶税願、文言古代諸芸者、税に妙分だりけ、みだ部本元年部、邪剣教魔なく修上、信行十字人に南中しな昔、インド最天子論芸、中華自治域しこそ、現代諸公聖書意、妙如来本税大き、釈迦如来両が千、一種五妙難天軸、ルジュ大事出土性、の在派有無権、先世大乗無情報、召喚議事小安楽、賢治難行六六、信行異行指導楽、北年未打部本願、知念即時入筆上、唯の上昇如来語、お大悲偶税音、天神菩薩増論性、奇妙無下根如来、平衆ただ謙信寺、高専六丁大聖願、 こういう本願力へこ、移動群上昇維新、記入空読大崩壊、筆脈入大英収集、特使連芸造世界、即昇信用昇進、有本の人間人図、入賞寺音寺おげ、本寺動乱両天使、上皇乱消防さらい、三蔵ルシ十条教、本書専業気楽法、天神菩薩論主芸、報道因果見世願、方言栄光有他力、少女死因入信心、惑前本部新人法、承知承知即内藩、必死無料公明道、小雨修正開復系、同社継承道南省、有名浄土活入、万全自力変言宗、変満特語感染症、三夫三心慶音言、増魔法明道非因、一生増惑地偶税、思案女開称名か。全道独名無償意。法愛上作業逆悪、公明明語見意念、介入本願大智慧、行者小樹今後心、狂気一年総合、用意大と逆三人、即所法所市上楽、見信公開一大教、返帰安養可二祭、先祖出身反戦人、法華二道小弁流、極重悪人唯勝部、解薬剤非正集中、煩悩証言水不見、大非無見上昇が、本次元空妙仏教、連民全幕本部人、新宗教書後編集、戦弱本願具悪性、現代生じ臨伝芸、慶地義上位昇し、即入弱上無意楽、非知信心にの流。苦境大自主死と、上際無変極辱悪、同族自主愚道心、唯過心し、こそせ。ナムアミダアブナムアミダアブナムアミダアブナムワアミダブナアムワアミダアブナムミダジョブのこの方は今に自己を ho ho he tama e ri ho shim no ko uri yanum ki wa mo na aku se no mo myo wo tera sunari. Namu Amida Ambuna Mu Amida Abu Namu Amida Buna Amidabu Namu Amidabu Namu Amidabu Namu Amidabu Namu Amidabu Namu Geda no korin kiwa monashi koso kukamuru mono wa mi ina umu wo hanaru to no betamo o byodo kakumi kimyon seyo eko Kannishi kudoku myodo sei sai domo daishin hojo an ra ko namandabu 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 namandaps namandaps
Now, we would like to welcome the children to go to Dharma school with Reverend Shelley and Aaron. We will sing them out with Let the Buddha Walk with You. Let the Buddha walk with you. Masako went overboard a little with the piano there.
Our reading today is the Araka Jataka. Thus have I heard. At one time, the Buddha was dwelling at Jetavana, in the monastery given by Anathapindika. On that occasion, he addressed the community of students and spoke of the power of loving kindness, saying that when loving kindness is cultivated with sincerity and devotion, it brings great blessings. When the students heard this, they sat quietly. Some knew its blessings well. Others wished to know how such qualities had been lived in ancient times. Seeing their thoughts, the Buddha told a story of the far past. Long ago, in an age long forgotten, the Bodhisattva was born into a family of Brahmins. When he came of age, he looked upon the world and saw the fleeting nature of all things. He saw that pleasure fades, youth fades, and life itself passes like a shadow across a wall. With a calm and steady heart, he renounced the household life and entered the forest as an ascetic. His name in that life was Araka. Araka dwelt in the high mountains of the Himalayas. The air there was clear and cold. The forests were deep and quiet. Many seekers gathered around him. His presence was peaceful and his mind was vast. He had cultivated the 4 Brahma Viharas to perfection. Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity flowed from him without measure. His disciples lived near him and they looked to him for guidance. One day, as the sun rose over the snowy peaks, Araka gathered his disciples. They sat around him on the forest floor. In his gentle voice, he said that a recluse must cherish loving kindness, Metta. He said that compassion can be extended to all beings. He said that joy can be shared in the happiness of others, and that equanimity steadies the heart in times of gain or loss. He taught that loving kindness, when cultivated with firm resolve, leads to the heavenly realm. To make his meaning clear, he spoke verses that had arisen from his deep meditation. He said, "The one who holds loving kindness in the mind, compassion for all the world, above, below, and across the middle, entirely without measure, such a one has a mind of boundless benefit, perfected and well developed. A small deed of narrow intention cannot remain in the presence of such vastness." When he spoke of above, he meant all beings from the earth up to the highest worlds. When he spoke of below, he meant all beings down to the deepest hells. When he spoke of across the middle, he meant all beings in the human realm. He taught that wherever beings are born, in whatever world, one should wish for their well-being. One should think, may all creatures be free from hatred. May they be free from oppression. May they be free from trouble. May they care for themselves with ease. May they be happy. This, he said, is loving kindness without measure. He explained that a measureless mind becomes a field of benefit for all beings. When loving kindness is honed, it is without flaw. When it is well developed, it becomes a deep absorption of mind. In such a state, even a small deed done with selfish intention cannot remain. It is overshadowed by the vastness of the heart. The lofty intention prevails. Thus Araka taught his students. His words were simple, but they carried the weight of long practice. His students listened with reverence. Some felt their hearts open. Some felt old resentments fall away. Some felt a quiet joy rise within them. The forest itself seemed to grow still as he spoke. In time, Araka completed his life. He passed away without breaking the deep samadhi of loving kindness. His mind was clear. His heart was vast. He was reborn in the heavenly realm. Through the waxing and waning of 7 kalpas, he did not return to this human realm. Such was the power of his practice. When the Buddha finished telling this story, he looked upon the students. He said, "The band of sages who followed Araka in that time are now the Sangha gathered here. And I myself was the teacher Araka." The students received this teaching with joy. They understood that loving kindness is not a small practice. It is a path that leads beyond fear, beyond anger, beyond the narrowness of self. It is a path that opens the heart to all beings in all realms. This is the story of Araka Jataka. We will now have a few minutes of meditation accompanied by music from Dear James.
She's covering for me while I do my stuff and making cute little squeaks and things. Get my preparations all prepared. My angles aligned. Ooh, wow, that's I accidentally aligned my monitor with the light behind me. Okay, can't see anything. Well, good morning, friends, again. It's wonderful to see some visitors here. Are there any visitors here? Just have the courage to, a couple people raise their hands. That's very nice. I feel as though my mic may be a wee bit hot. It has a little ring to it, so we adjust it down a tiny bit. It's as though I'm talking to you, but I'm actually talking to the guy in the booth. So, new folks are always welcome here. We gather together to hear and consider the Buddha's teaching. If this is new to you, it may take a few visits to see what we're about. So I hope you do take the time to do that. We benefit from the generosity of others all the time, their kindness. All your contributions to the temple of time and money go to help make this place a refuge for other people who need it. Each week, there's about 400 people come through our doors and benefit from your generosity in many different ways. I want to acknowledge the people who give consistently. For instance, at tea time, which is after the service. If you're new, you don't know that. Some people always bring some nice treats for us to share. Many people participate, but often it's the same folks who we really appreciate them carrying that load and consistently showing generosity. And then there's after tea time. Some people always stay after and clean up. We have to reconfigure the hall for the next meeting, which there's a lot of, I think there's 4 different meetings, or 5 different meetings today at our temple in different places. So, but there's a hearty few of people who consistently stay after tea time and do that work. So many thanks to all of you. I think those folks are doing the Bodhisattva practice, and they will surely become Buddhas. So, if you have not done that lately, or ever, then please make the time to help out with cleanup and tea time kinds of things. It helps everybody. Thank you. Today, we will explore the courage it takes to be kind. There's a song that comes to mind. Courage to be kind in the right measure. Courage to be kind, it's a very good sign. Courage to be kind means that I love you, babe. Oh, that's not how the song goes. Well, it should go that way. I have, it brings to mind a story of kindness in the old days. It's the story of 2 priests and a woman. So the conclusion of this story, I'm just prepping you a little bit, it feels like that kind of Italian father slap on the back of the head kind of feeling. It's just like a wake-up call, like, oh, yes, okay. So long ago in China, 2 Buddhist priests, a master and a student, silently walked along a dusty road, making their way to a far-off temple. They come to a river, swollen with a spring runoff. Its current is strong and muddy, and on the near bank stands a woman, stranded, unable to cross without help. She looks worried, perhaps late for some important matter in the village. The elder priest sees the situation. Without hesitation, he lifts her up onto his back, carries her across the water, and sets her down on the other side. The other shore, we might call it. He bows and continues walking to the temple. The younger priest is shocked. Shocked he is at the teacher's disregard for the rule of no contact, a clear violation of the Vinaya itself. A priest vows to make no physical contact with a woman. So the younger priest stews at this terrible transgression. Walking in uncomfortable silence for hours, they continue. Finally, the younger one can no longer contain himself. He bursts out, "Master, we took vows not to touch a woman. How could you do that at the river? It goes against the very discipline we must uphold." The master looks at him calmly, and with a touch of amusement in his eyes, he replies, "I left her at the river shore. You are carrying her still." We chuckle because we see ourselves so clearly in the student. He clings tightly to the rule long after what is needed is done. The simple act of kindness has ended and the moment has passed. The elder priest acts with flexible, immediate kindness and lets the whole incident go, like setting down a burden on the water's edge. That story hooks us right away because it reveals how rigid self-protection often wears the mask of spiritual purity. Meanwhile, true kindness demands we ask something real or risk something real. Our comfort, our image, our sense of being right. Kindness demands courage. Well, okay, why would kindness require courage at all? Look honestly at human nature. The pull towards I, me, my is deep and strong in us. We crave safety and status and the warm, comfortable blanket of security. We steer clear of anything that might risk bringing shame or require effort or meet with disapproval, not to mention make us look foolish. The younger one at the river reacts and later obsesses from the fear of breaking the rules and facing blame from his community or his own inner critic. We mirror him in countless ways every single day. Think about it. You see someone struggling to load heavy groceries into the car in the parking lot at Rayleigh's on a windy afternoon, and you pretend not to notice so you can stay on schedule and avoid the awkwardness. Or perhaps a friend shares something vulnerable, and instead of offering the listening ear, we change the subject to keep things light and protect our own emotional energy. The kindness in these moments means choosing the person right in front of us over my pride, my carefully guarded image, or my preference for easy. Doing a kindness means stepping, even briefly, out of the cozy shell of self-concern with courage. What is it they say? No good deed goes unpunished. That is what the calculating self warns. There will be a cost. The older priest says, "The cost be damned, she needs my help." Most would hesitate because this self-protection default mode runs very deep. Evolution wired living beings for survival first. Protect the self, conserve energy, avoid threats. The poisons of greed, anger, and ignorance act like thick dust on a mirror left out on the playa. They veil our inherent Buddha nature. They veil our compassion. Yet the Buddha looks at us and sees something far more effective and hopeful than our surface habits suggest. In one of Shakyamuni Buddha's past lives, preserved in the Araka Jataka, we read today, thank you, Anne, the Bodhisattva was the wise ascetic Araka. Living in the Himalayas with his group of students, the Bodhisattva offered this teaching on kindness that still inspires. He urged his followers to cultivate loving kindness without any limit. Be a friend to the friendly, yes, but also be a friend to the unfriendly and the indifferent as well. Not because others will always return the favor, but because a boundless heart sustains us and lifts us beyond the small, calculating self. It connects us to great compassion beyond small, calculating self. The teaching offers a radical challenge to the ego that wants kindness only when it costs nothing or guarantees a good return on investment. Wise ones of old, Araka reminds us, cultivated metta for 7 years, and then they dwell in the heavenly realms for 7 kalpas. Did you see what I did there? I actually did the return on investment thing, which is pretty good. Because look, that's the way we think about everything. So this message lands clearly. We can shift our habits. The resistance is real, but so is your capacity for a heart of boundless love, loving kindness. So have courage. We, or rather our self, resists offering the no strings kindness because it exposes the smallness of the self. Now, questions come. What if I offer help and receive rejection or indifference? What if I appear weak or naive in my generosity? What if the effort drains me with no visible reward? The Buddha understood our habits of greed, contraction, self-protection. He knew how strongly we are pulled by these forces. Yet he also knew from his own deep insight that we can shift into this other mode. We can shift when we see clearly the interdependence of everything. We see into emptiness of separateness, we say. Nothing stands alone. Your well-being and my well-being intertwine in ways we usually overlook in our busy daily life. When that truth penetrates, when the dawn breaks over Marblehead, as we say in Massachusetts, there's 3 people from Massachusetts here, I could tell by their chuckle. They say that dawn, well, if you do, you realize something like I should have known. People say dawn breaks over Marblehead. Anyway, it can be a shock when we realize that we're all interwoven in this way. Kindness stops feeling like a risky expenditure of limited resources and begins to feel like simple, obvious, common sense. Loving kindness as natural as breathing. The Buddha viewed humanity with remarkable accuracy and compassion. He did not see us as fixed or hopeless or sinners, perhaps not even as permanently flawed creatures. He saw us as beings whose Buddha nature lies obscured, like gold covered temporarily by mud. Selfishness and fear fade away in those genuine moments when we forget ourselves completely in the care for another. The shift from self-concern to open-heartedness happens through wisdom, prajna. It cuts through delusion, and for many of us walking the Pure Land path, it happens through the other power, the tariki of Amida Buddha. In our Pure Land tradition, Amida's great vow empowers this very shift in a profound way. Amida vowed to bring all beings, without exception, to awakening by establishing a realm and a path in which their liberation is assured through his compassion, regardless of their limitations. Under the influence of his vow, we do not have to manufacture perfect, unflagging kindness through sheer force of willpower alone. This is exhausting and futile. The vow embraces us exactly as we are. Amida says, entrusting all to the fulfilled vow, I will bring every being, just as they are, into assured awakening through compassionate working beyond all self-power. Even with our hesitations, failures, and mixed motives, we are guided to kindness. Tariki may seem unearned. It is without conditions. It is a pure expression of loving kindness. The tariki of the vow dissolves our exhausting striving and calculation. When we entrust ourselves deeply to boundless compassion, kindness can flow freely, almost naturally, like water finding its level. The obstacles are removed, the impediments to kindness are absent. The Lotus Sutra offers a beautiful example of this in the story of Never Disrespectful Bodhisattva. Some people know it, I can tell by the chuckle. Okay. In the long distant past, during the time of a Buddha called King of Majestic Voice, this one Dharma student did not spend his days copying, reciting, or studying the sutra. That is the conventional way. Instead, wherever he went, he bowed deeply to everyone he encountered, monks, nuns, lay people of all kinds, and declared with sincerity, I have deep reverence for you. I will never treat you with disrespect, contempt, or arrogance. Why? Because you are practicing the Bodhisattva way, and you will surely become a Buddha. People reacted in different ways. Some, with purer hearts, received his words with gratitude. But most, especially arrogant, pretentious practicers with calculating minds, got indignant. They thought he was making fun of them. They shouted at him, called him a fool, and asked him where he got the nerve to say such things. For years, he endured insults, mockery, and even physical attacks. Sticks, tiles, and stones were thrown at him. It says in the sutra, they threw tiles at him. Through it all, he never responded with anger. He would run to a safe distance, out of range of the tiles, if needed. But he kept bowing and repeating his message of respect and future Buddhahood for all. Never disrespectful Bodhisattva. He later became a great teacher, and Shakyamuni revealed that he himself had been never disrespectful Bodhisattva in that past life. His courage came from clear vision, the inherent dignity and Buddha nature shining in every being, without exception, even when hidden or actively rejected. Amida's vow gives us all the eyes and heart to see in this way. It gives us the courage. It frees us from the tangled I, me, my, so we can prioritize kindness to others and ourselves naturally, even when it feels risky, inconvenient, or unrewarded. Here in Reno, this courage to be kind plays out in very grounded, everyday ways. What does it look like for you? Helping a neighbor whose car will not start, even when you're a little bit late for work yourself. Or perhaps it is simply offering a genuine smile and a wave to the driver who cuts you off in traffic, merging into McCarran, instead of the reflexive muttering that may occur. I don't know what it is for you. But each time we feel that familiar inner tug of resistance to kindness, the voice whispering, "Why should I bother?" or "What if they don't appreciate it?" That is precisely the moment when courage is quietly ignited by the light of a Metta. The practice is not about becoming a shonin overnight. It is simpler and more doable. Notice the tension when it arises. Take a breath. Remember Amitta's vast embrace that holds us even in our imperfection. And then take one small, concrete step in the way of kindness. Carry the person across the river in their moment of need. We will now close with our normal invitation to metta, loving kindness. You may recognize some of this. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from harm. May all beings receive boundless compassion. And may peace and harmony fill their hearts. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. I can still hear James singing in my head. Very nice. At this point in our service, we usually sing our Reno Buddhist Center theme song. It is on page 48 of the service book, and we will be accompanied by Masako's piano playing. Thank you. I do have a few announcements that I should share. RBC Becoming a Member Info Meeting. This is not really written as a script, is it? That's just a headline. So there will be an informational meeting about becoming a member of RBC. This will occur just now, or after we get some tea and treats downstairs in the Haroma Hall, Reverend Shelley will ring a bell, and then you can adjourn to the Seishi room to do that. Anyone interested in learning about becoming a member of RBC is welcome to attend, and we will have some questions and explanations there. We will have our new member ceremony during the Buddha's birthday service on April 12th. So that would be, that's the important ritual that you're kind of signing up for if you become a member. If you have become a member and missed that ceremony, please let Reverend Shelley know. She'll put your name on the list. And even though you've been a member for 6 months, you can stand up here with everyone and get a ninju and a nice kesa and all the wonderful things that come with the ceremony. It will be an action-packed service. I guarantee it. That's the future. We are to be here now. And that means there are tea and treats downstairs. So you go through that door, circle way around, and directly beneath us in the Haroma Hall. There is also a newcomer circle there. So if you're new, anyone new, sort of new? Okay, yeah. Please come to that circle and we can interact and you can ask questions about the place or myself or Buddhism or that sort of thing. Thank you all very much. We got the story.